Hey guys, this week we're gonna talk about one important thing. What's your one watch collection looking like? A lot of people come to me and they're like, I want to buy a watch. What should I buy? I don't want to buy anything else. Or I know, as a matter of fact, a lot of people are gonna come to me and buy a watch, and I know I'm never gonna see them again. It's their one watch collection. I could tell you, hey, buy an AP, buy a Patek, buy this or that, or let's go crazy. The matter of fact, the one watch collection is the one that suits your life best. Is it something that it's gonna be more classy? Is it something that's gonna be a bit more sporty? That's gonna be really up to you. I have a few choices here and we can talk about a few, but you can choose any type of diver watch, okay? From right here, I didn't choose the Submariner. I don't want to sound a bit whatever, but we have here Black Bay 41, Tudor Pelagos from Tudor, both of them, and then you have the Seamaster 300. Then you have the variants of Longines, subs, Tudor subs from the vintage ones or whatnot. Any diver watch is gonna suit you well if you're doing sports, if you're really not careful with your watches in general, unless you really care about the condition of the watch. But a lot of the watches that I get from people who have one watch are actually worn. They don't look like anything like you see in the pictures. A lot of times people are looking for a perfect watch, and it's the one you're gonna use every day, and it's the one that's gonna do what it needs to do for your life, for who you are, and for every day. Therefore, I think any sports watch in the divers section is really good. Again, if you choose to go even with a Seiko, I've seen people tell me, hey, you know what, I've had a Seiko for 10 years and I want to upgrade. I'm like, is it working well? They're like, yeah. Why would you need anything else when you have a perfect watch for every day? And a lot of people just want to change. I understand that. But again, I see people being happy for 5, 10, 20 years with that one watch that never gave them problems. They never even maintain them, which is amazing. And you're actually getting the best bang for the buck without going into the luxury, without going into the flashiness of the thing, and not really caring as much as you would if it's your first 10, 20, 30, $50,000 watch. And that's what's cool about this. You might have really affordable watches out there that are amazing, that are not expensive, and they're doing the job. For today, I'm leaving for vacation. The video is gonna appear way after my vacation, but here, today I'm wearing actually a limited edition Seiko. It's the Prospects PVD. I just enjoy this thing. I have two of the three limited editions. The 255 Marine Master is the watch that I find is one of the best looking divers from Seiko. You have, I think, a limited edition of 5,500 pieces. They made the 62 MAS, this one, and I think the Turtle. I preferred this one over the two other ones, even though I do have the 62 MAS. The overall size doesn't look like a 40. It does look a bit smaller, whereas very well more like maybe a 38, more than a 40 on the wrist, which I really enjoy. And that's what I mean. For me, if I didn't have a lot of money and the budget would be under 1,000 US, even 1,000 Canadian, you can find them secondhand or from Japan, even a lot of times brand new. And that's my point, really. Your budget is gonna determine your everyday watch and your determination to actually get whatever you want. You might want to get the classic watch. Classic watches are really good if you're not really someone who uses a watch doing sports. You can buy anywhere from a Datejust, which is, you know, the entry-level watch for a lot of people in the luxury world, even though it's kind of expensive, starting in the $3,000-4,000 US, and then going all the way up to 20,000-30,000, depending if you have a rare version or a newer version with diamonds or whatnot. But in general, I'd say if you want a classic watch, you can go anywhere from even a Daniel Wellington if it does the job or the trick for you. And I know for a lot of people, they're just going with their classic watches at work, and in the mornings they have their Fitbit or their little sports electronic watch that tracks their or monitors their heartbeat, their calorie consumption, and so on and so forth. That's what I mean, is that at the end of the day, you have different choices, different budgets, and the application of each one of those watches is going to apply to you and you only. If you go For example, with chronograph, a lot of people dream of having the Speedmaster. Is it in any way practical to actually wind it every day? I don't know. I wouldn't be able to live with one every day, just winding it and everything. A lot of times I would forget. I have a busy life, and I can imagine someone not being able to remember every day to actually wind it. And I think this would be my secondary or third watch that I would wear from time to time. I would just wear it for the time that I'm winding it for maybe a couple of days, and then put it back in its box, which is, that's me. But again, a lot of people like them. A lot of people live with them or have lived with them for decades. They're by no means impractical watches or not good at all. Whereas if you go with the Karlev Bucherer, you have an automatic movement. In this case, you have a flyback chronograph. It's pretty cool, but again, like, depends on your lifestyle. If you like something leather, I'd say anything with leather normally you have to maintain a bit more often, just because leather has the tendency of breaking down or catching on a lot of dirt, and it absorbs a lot of your skin fat, water, greases of all sorts. And if you do wash your hands all the time, the soap and everything is also gonna go into the leather, so they require a bit more attention. Your needs are going to determine the right watch for you at the end of the day. A lot of the times people come and they're gonna spend with me maybe an hour, 2 hours sometimes, and they're gonna think about it. I always encourage people to actually do it. On a long term, you are the one wearing the watch, and I know for a lot of people it might mean months upon months of savings to actually buy a luxury watch. And again, I don't always push the watches that are the most expensive. I push the ones that I know they're reliable, they're cool to have on an everyday basis, and I know they're not going to break down on the customer himself, and it's going to be very, very usable on an everyday basis. I'll give you an example of something vintage that people might use for a long time. This one was just serviced. It's an Omega with red accents. It's pretty rare. I've had it on the website for a little bit, I think maybe a month and a half. And what's cool about this one is that Omega never really did like really funky stuff back in the 60s and the 70s. So this one does have some quirky little details, like the red accents, the fact that the dial is very simple. The hands are all black. The loom has turned green, a dark green as well, I guess because of the hands themselves. And it's super, super cool overall when you see that you can actually have a daily watch that was cherished by someone else before, and now you can wear it. So at the end of the day, you have to choose the watch according to your day-to-day, okay? You might have a crazy day in the morning, go on a run for maybe half an hour, 45 minutes. You wear your sports recording watch, and then you go take a shower, go on with your day, and you're wearing a suit, let's say. And if you wear a diver's watch, might not really work. But if you want a classic watch, you might go into the vintage or into something newer. Again, go with your budget, go with what you like, go with what you need, basically. Don't create or fabricate needs. It's really the reality. We don't need any of those tools, okay, unless it's really to track, and even an electronic little watch can be actually even better than a regular watch itself. But if you enjoy the mechanical part of watches, you enjoy the fact that those have been cherished by someone else, or you want to buy a brand new one from any store, I think it's a good choice to actually take your time, look at what your needs are. Even you can even make yourself a little grid of what your life looks like every day, and depending on who you are and how you want to decide, you can be rational or irrational in your purchase. At the end of the day, just buy what you like. Don't buy the hype. I've been telling a lot of people, like, don't buy a Rolex because it's $20,000 and everyone has one on the wrist. Who cares? You do you, and I hope this will help you, encourage you to actually look for new things and determine your needs on the long term. Thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. It's a bit of a broad video, but I wanted to make it about you guys, and I hope you enjoyed. If you did like the video as well, please subscribe, and I do have quite a few other videos about what to buy, what not to buy on the channel, and hope those will help you with your endeavor of buying a watch in the future. Thank you guys.